Hello students, we welcome you to this online course on statistical methods for psychological research. We will be covering important and basic topics on statistical methodology that are being applied in psychological research. Please note that though this course may look very abstract, and we are here to help you to understand these techniques, so that you will be able to appreciate the course, appreciate the methodology, and you can use it in your course of research. Hence, let us start. This lesson has three parts. In the first part, we are going to know about the knowledge gathering process. Have you ever wondered how do we get knowledge? Of course, we learn from us, we learn from others, we learn from the religion and so on. And this is called a knowledge gathering process that will be described here, so that you can understand how do we get the knowledge. The learning objectives I am going to state now here is, after viewing this lecture, you will be able to understand the knowledge obtaining process, to understand how the observation helps to provide knowledge. You will be able to understand the logical deduction process. You will be able to distinguish the need for confounding factors, to understand the errors that creeps into your data. This may be natural or induced ones. So, from time immemorial, people and civilizations started learning from their life and surroundings. People tried to explain things when they are not able to comprehend and understand them. Two important characteristics of human are memory and the process. The memory retains the facts, process it compares and contrasts. So, these two abilities helped people to learn. Now, I will quote you this statement. Greek philosophers thought that women talk a lot because they have more number of teeth than that of men. See, this can be verified, but nobody thought about this. Moreover, people believed that the world is flat. The planets, including the sun, revolve around the earth. Objects near the fire are hot. How heat propagates, that is a different question that was considered later. So, the creation of knowledge is in terms of rules and statements that are given by elders of the community. We always respect our elders, religious heads, that is important factors that gives information. Kings, of course, the kings are very powerful, and the people with the power are also dictating the information, and this gives rise to soothsayers. Because now people accepted, actually they were forced to accept these and took it to the next generation. Knowledge develops, modifies, spreads. Some of this knowledge over a long time were retained by the community, refuted by some people, forgotten by the community, and redefined, they changed the concept. So, on the basis of new information or observation etc., as new information and observation are obtained. I will give an example. People believed some 400 years back, just 4 days back, that the earth is the center of the universe. We call it geocentric principle. Later, it is proposed that the sun is at the center of the universe. We call heliocentric principle. Now, it is shown that the sun is not at the center of the universe, it is at one end of the Milky Way of the galaxy, which is correct. The geocentric principle paved the way for the emergence of astronomy. The heliocentric theory helped to understand the planetary motion and movement of celestial objects. The third one helped us to understand the galaxy. At each stage, the new information leads to a new refined theory. None is thrown out, but it gets refined. Validation of your knowledge. The knowledge possessed by one set of people passed over to another after some validation process. This process can be broadly stated as logical deduction and empirical observation. These two things are very fundamental. First, I will explain what is logical deduction. Suppose you jump from a height of 3 feet, you will not get any damage to your body. Of course, if you jump from 5 feet, you get pain in your foot. 10 feet, you may get injured. 20 feet, we do not even try. Why? We understand that it is fatal. So, with this deduction, the deduction is that jumping from a higher position will be fatal. Empirical study. Suppose you consider a group of patients that were classified as having lung cancer or not, two groups. The same group again classified according to smokers or non-smokers. If we find more number of smokers having lung cancer, we tend to conclude that smoking leads to lung cancer. But at the same time, consider another classification of the same group into drinkers of coffee or non-drinkers of coffee. Suppose we find more number of coffee drinkers are having lung cancer, we tend to conclude that coffee leads to lung cancer. From both studies, we should not hurry to make an inference at the face value, because there could be other factors contributing in the cancer. So, we might not have included other variables that have a confounding effect. Confounding means a hidden variable that affects, but you are not considering it. So, there are errors. Even if you are able to consider all the confounders and include them in our consideration, the human mind actually is a poor tool to do this. The observation may still contain some errors that actually camouflage the knowledge that is containing it. The sugar levels of diabetes may show different values for the same food, for the same medication, for the same amount of exercise, and even at the same dosage of insulin. Therefore, your data has error. Some errors are not able to be obtained or assigned. This may be due to chance. Therefore, we need to have a thorough study or understand our process of gathering knowledge. I summarize now. Knowledge is usually dictated by others. People carry the knowledge to the next generation or to others by modifying some of the knowledge or dropping some. Knowledge is contained in the observation. Observation may have errors apart from knowledge. So, errors in the data or observation could be due to the non-inclusion of other variables or factors that could affect the observation. We have seen that in the knowledge gathering process, there are errors creeping in and there are non-inclusion of confounding factors. Well, how do we avoid this? In science, we have got a well defined procedure and that will be explained in the next video.